Well, hello everybody. This is the GameDay Build-Up show. I'm Paddy Power and this is the local pundit. I am here on my own today, but there is lots and lots for me to talk about. We have our lineup and changes have been made. Changes have been forced. So it's very interesting. All the talk at the moment is what lineup are we going to use? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. This is gonna be fun, guys. So here we are. It is Boxing Day, and we have Sheffield United to play. A team who have had a poor first half of the season, but they switched managers and they are coming back. They have played really well in their recent matches, and they have taken out Birmingham in their last match 3-0. Now, who played against Birmingham? The exact same team that we are playing against today, an unchanged 11 from our pals Sheffield United. So interesting one today. They have Cooper, Tanganga, McCallum, Alabaster, Bindon, Hammer, O'Hare, Chong, Sariki, Ridderwald, and Bamford. And then on their subs, they have A. Davies, Cannon, Ings, Brooks, Burrows, Sumer, Campbell, McGuinness, and Matos. But with today's game being so interesting for us, I don't really think you want to talk about them. You want to talk about Wrexham. So here we go. If you haven't seen the lineup, wait till you see this one. We have Okonkwo in goal. Then the back line, we have Clewert, Hyam, and Doyle. Then midfielders, we have Thomason, James, Sheaf, and Longman. And then up front, we have Broadhead, Windass, and Moore. So will all three be up front? Will it be a 2-1? Will it be a 1-2? Who knows? We will have to wait and see how exactly Parky is playing that. So in the chat, is it a 3-4-3? Is it a 3-5? Who knows? Let's see what he does. So good morning from Portland, Oregon, from Davicus. Welcome. Austin, Texas, Karen Pengy. Loads of people in here today. Everybody excited about this match, I think. J-Rod is back in. Actually, that's a very good point. I did not talk about the substitutions. The subs on the bench, what am I saying? Let me just switch this off for 2 seconds. Take the chat down so we can see it. Here we go. On the bench, we have Burton, Cody, Skark. Katche has made the bench. Not good enough to start, but good enough to be there if needed. We have Barney then to cover. Dobson, Ratbone, Rodriguez. So Jay Rodriguez has made it in after being selected to join the squad for a couple of matches. And Smith as usual. So interesting there. Lots of players missing. Lots of backup players in the substitutes bench. We are not very deep on this one. We've known that. So here's the experimental lineup. We know Maka is out. Maybe some of you don't. Maka is out and Hyam is captain today. Why is he captain? Because our old captain Maka decided to do something stupid and purposely kick a player in the head. Now, not to defend kicking a player in the head, but the player kind of deserved a bit of a kicking, but you don't do it in the match, eh? What can you do? He did try and get Maka sent off, red carded, lots of yellow cards, but it didn't happen. The ref was actually on top of it all. But I will not defend Maka, even if he is Irish. You don't kick someone in the head. And afterwards, they retroactively went back, looked at the videos that were flying around social media, and we have a 3-match ban. So that will take us into the January window. Will Maka stay or will Maka go? But that is a question for a different time. So back to today. From Josh Anthony, who's getting ready for the live show. Happy Boxing Day, everybody. And if you're Irish, it's Happy St. Stephen's Day. We have changes in the lineup. That was me. Michael Wolf says, is it a 3-4-2-1 formation? Could be. So if you have 2-1 up the front with the 3 Broadhead, Windass, and Moore, then you have Longman, Sheaf, James, and Thomason as the 4 there. That's possible. You could also have a 4/5 depending on the situation, where one of the players is basically told to track back and be more midfield. Could that be Windass? It very easily could be Windass. He could be asked to play a deeper role and become part of that 5, but obviously transitioning immediately into attack whenever the option is available, pushing up to be a 3 at the front. So this will be an interesting one to see today, and will be very interesting to see if it works. We've kind of been asking for this, but we don't have our preferred wing backs out there. So interesting, very interesting, guys. I, for the first time in our match predictions, said a loss for Wrexham. I was not very confident at all in today. I'm still not confident. I'm not confident this team will pull it off. But if we do lose, I would still like to see that we look good. It would be interesting if with these changes, we actually looked good, whether we win or whether we lose. Davicus asks, is Ratbone in? No, he is not in. Still not getting a start. But he is on the bench and may be required later. Bruce McFarlane, lineup suggests a formation of a 3-4-3. Yeah, 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1 style. And of course, we like the 3-5. So as I said, maybe Windass is going to pull back and play deeper in order to have a 5 across the centre as well, to play more midfield until we can get the attack fully moving. Okay, David Carr from Phoenix. Lots of people checking in from around the globe. Feel free to drop where you are, guys. It's nice to see everybody, from especially today being a holiday. I think everybody's looking forward to this one. I'm sure some people are going to be up early, up late to watch this. Michael Wolf says, yes, Ratbone and Kakache on the bench. That is definitely an interesting one. Nice to see Kakache back. If he's on the bench today, you would like to hope that he'll be available to start the next match. And Ratbone, of course, he's been on the bench for a little bit, but hasn't been getting a lot of minutes. What's this? Chris, okay, don't know what that is. Okay, Kanchan 5127. I actually think it's a 4-2-3-1. Okay, riddle me this, Batman. Who do you put in the back? Who's the 4 down the back? Is Thomason going back into defense again? Oh, I don't think so. I don't see 4 at the back. Nope, that I don't see. That is just way too much of a stretch for Parky. Don't see that happening. Okay. Bruce McFarlane calling out the players from the bench, including Kakache. He missed the next one. Nick basically echoed my feelings there before I saw his comment. If Parky plays a 4-2-3-1, I'll eat my hat. Okay, Michael Wolf, is the game on iFollow? It has been selected for TV, which is why we are the late match of the day. Birmingham were selected for the early match, and they ended up with a 1-1 draw, 10 versus 10 by the end of that match. It was a really good match, and we'll talk about that on Champ Chat, which should be going ahead this week. Apologies for it not happening last week. We were planning on doing it, but I was absolutely really sick. And the others had a few issues as well. So unfortunately, we didn't run the show last week. But this week, we should be doing one. So look forward to that. We can talk about Birmingham and all the other teams. And I will do a couple of stats on that show as well, because it is the halfway point. This is the last match of the 23. I would love to pull the 3 points out of this one. Okay, Nick Donlan is saying the match is not being shown in the UK. No, because obviously when it's on, when it's selected for TV, it's not available on iPhone in the UK either, but it is selected for TV, yes, because the 3 o'clock ones can't be shown. Now, they may have been shown today actually on TV, possibly because it's a holiday, I'm not sure. But I'm on international TV, so I had other matches available to me at 3 o'clock. So no iFollow in the US as well from Josh. That's pretty much the same everywhere. Their local channels will pretty much have picked up the show for us. Wayne Evans, formations are just a starting point. A nice way to describe the team on paper. It all changes as soon as a ball is kicked. Yeah. It's really just about the base starting point. It is flexible. We've discussed this in the Discord, guys, quite a bit actually. With a couple of different channels in the Discord. And I'm going to drop the link so we can get a few more people into the Discord. Come join us, have a chat about the different styles of play, especially if you're international and maybe you don't have access to this, or maybe your knowledge isn't quite up to the top end level of understanding all of this stuff. It's a great place to get your questions answered because someone there will be happy to help you. And we have loads of great discussions. So here we go. In the chat right now is the Discord link to the local pundit channel. And I am in there quite a lot as well. So you can DM me and ask me questions as well if you want, if you don't want to throw something up in front of everybody. Bruce McFarlane, yes, this is an international broadcast. I follow blackout in regions that have contracted the international broadcast. US, Canada, Oz, New Zealand, all the major ones. Habs is saying this is a really interesting lineup. It is an interesting lineup. Get your comments in there. I'm scrolling down through them. I'll get to them very shortly, and we'll keep this discussion going. Ken, I don't know if he was supposed to be here or not. I'll leave him alone this time. Normally, I would give him an awful hard time for being here, but considering he may have said he's not coming, that's fine. If he's asleep, it's the holidays. He's an old man. What can you do? You know, I've lots to talk about today anyway. No, he's not. Is this true? This would be hilariously funny, and I absolutely have to go and watch it if this is the case. Parky is on Celebrity Come Dine With Me this weekend. That would be funny. Okay. AZ Randy G. Hello, everybody. Looks like a 3-4-2-1 today with all the changes. As we said, it flexes. 3-4-2-1 is basically a 3-4-3 in different stages. And you can easily pull someone back into a 3-5-2 as well. Okay, everybody arguing, is it a 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1? Basically the same things, guys. So no need to argue over it too much. I know they are a little bit different. So there is variation on them. So it's not as simple as they're the same. They're not quite the same, but yeah, that's funny. Okay, once again, Maka is banned. Yep, he is. Maybe we won't miss him. Let's hope. Oops. Sorry, Maka. I love you, really. I've met Maka, actually, when I went over there. He's a great guy to chat with. Plus, he's a boxer. So I would like to be able to speak to him the next time I see him. Okay. Michael Rayburn, kind of happy Maka is out. It forced Parky to finally change something. Ooh. Okay. Kanchan. Doyle, Hyam, James, Max, the back four. James in the back four. You actually think James will be moved back? Longman on the right wing, Moore striker. Okay. For Sheaf, Thomason double. Sheaf and Thomason in a double pivot then. That would be a massively experimental, even more so than what I've been saying. That's a bit nuts. Yeah, if that's true, if that actually happened, I don't know. That would be nuts. Parky's never going to do that in a month of Sundays, as you would say in our. Do you say that in other countries? Is that an Irish thing? Never in a month of Sundays, or is it just Ireland, UK? In the chat, I'm interested to know. We always said it as kids. Okay. Dr. Joy. Hey, Doctor. Oh, shiz. Brody, Moore, and Windass at the same time. Paddy making changes. Would have loved it if Rathbone started over James or Sheaf, but I'll take it. Wouldn't actually. I don't know that I would in this situation actually. James or Sheaf? No, I would take James and Sheaf together actually. We have enough attack today. I would keep those more defensive-minded midfield. Okay, so Rat White, who is our attacking mid? Thomason and Windass. Unless Thomason pushed out wide and is actively playing a winger type role. If that's the case, then it'll be a little bit different because he'll be playing that back and forth role on the sides, trying to help create for others. But if it's more of a 3-4, where we're a little bit more compact and playing through a whole defense, yes, Thomason would be the more attacking there, and I would expect Windass, as I said, I do think he'll track back and play both midfield and attack depending on the situation. We have someone in the background, ladies and gentlemen. Who is it? Okay. Someone is very positive. Hazard brings the axe. We will win, Paddy. Don't worry about a thing. Do you know what? If we win today, I lose in the points. I don't get points today, and I need them. I'm losing. Hey-oh.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
You
sorry.
had to jump in with this lineup, didn't you?
Well, yeah, it's the lineup I've been screaming for. I mean, other than the wingback situation, but that's, I mean, we understand what's going on
so
there.
you have added there. When you see this, what does Parky do?
Okay, so let's do this. Let me bring up the tactical board.
Bring up the board. Oh, here we go.
And then we can let's see. Let me add my thing here.
Okay, actually, 1 second while you're doing that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absoluto. Wow, no, Lewis O'Brien. Lewis O'Brien is injured. He got injured, which is why all these changes were needed. So Lewis O'Brien was out before Maka, wasn't he? Yeah, we knew this last week.
Yeah.
So Lewis O'Brien was out, then Maka got banned. So really forcing the changes there. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up. Now this is still, I gotta change it because it's still
okay.
From our last game. So
also here we go. Too late.
Yeah.
Parky just said it's a 3-4-3 lineup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what we thought.
Yeah.
All right, so let me pull this off and I will show you what I think, what we're thinking. So I mean, obviously with 3-4-3, since Parky's already said it, that means it's going to be Thomason on the wing.
Yeah.
So I'll get rid of those guys. So Moore's up front, O'Brien's out, Broadhead is playing in here. And of course, these two, when you get Broadhead and Windass, they both will roam out wide anyway when when they get in attack. So they're covering their half of the pitch. You got Chief and where's he at? There you go. James, Matty James, McLean's out, and Thomason will be on that wing. So that is what we're looking at today. I was gonna have some fun and just play with the idea before, but since he's already said it's a 3-4-3, which is what I mean, I knew that's what it was, but it would have been fun just to you could make a decent 4 out of this. But that's okay. And so anyway, 3-4-3. This is what we've been screwing for. Get Windass and Broadhead playing together. That's what we wanted. This attacking 3 is really good. Now I think what we're actually going to see, they're going to have the ball a lot, and so what we're going to end up with is more likely a 5-4-1 for most of the match. So it'll be very defensive.
Yeah.
Kiefer up top causing trouble. Defensive mid sitting on top, or sitting down in the middle, and then Broadhead and Windass playing wider and deeper and defending while they're attacking us. So we'll probably see a lot of this right here, 5-4-1, which is something he's done before. If you remember back to, some of the games where we've played more defensive. The one that always jumps out at me, and I know it was only a friendly, but like when we played a couple years ago, when we played Chelsea and played really well against them in the United States,
Yeah.
they we played a 5-4-1 almost exclusively the whole game that game, because they had obviously they had the ball the whole time, but we just hit them on a couple counters and scored a couple goals against them, and I think that's what we'll look to do today.
Yeah.
With Thomason, we don't know what his skill level is going to be out there on the wing. You're not going to ask him. We're not going to have a ton of the ball today, I don't think. And I just it does worry me with Thomason. Now he is a good defender though, so in a situation like this where he's defending, he's actually is probably pretty suited to it. Actually,
yeah. It'll depend on what he's told to do. He might be told not to venture too far past that halfway line, and if you are, get it up to Broadhead. That's your task, is carry the ball to the halfway line-ish and be looking to pass off, because now you have three up there chasing ahead of you. So instead of going down towards the byline and crossing it in, your job is at the halfway line, immediately be starting to look for a pass wherever. With three guys in front of you, find someone and get it past.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, generally the way our counterattacks work, we'll turn the ball over somewhere in here, and you'll release your wing backs, and you'll hit one of them with the ball, and then your attacking players will start getting down. Of course, Kiefer, Windass, they'll be flying forward on a counter and say Thomason got the ball out wide, and then he's looking to play it in here, or you get these guys will be in support, and you can play it back and push it around if they recover quick, if the other team recovers quick enough to stop the counter attack. But you're going to look to get it down the wings and then play it into one of these guys somehow, and maybe they drift back a little bit. You get something like this, and then they drift back to find some open space, and then they look to work it in to the other two that will be attacking the box. It's going to be something like that. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to see it. I've been wanting to see it, because the one thing that you can't deny is these two are both high quality players, especially on the ball. If they can get the ball at their feet, they can cause issues. And when you have them both on the pitch at the same time, teams struggle to deal with it because they're so good. Because we've seen them for like small chunks of games here recently where they've came on. One had started and then the other one would come on, and we'd kind of go to that, and you'd have both of them and they'd play off each other, and it looked really good. But we'd only see it for 10 minutes or so at a time. We weren't seeing it for long periods. So this will be good to see it from the starting point.
Yeah, so that's always kind of the difficulty, is getting the ball to them in a good position, because the defenders have only really had to track two players coming up that center, Moore and whoever he's playing with.
Right.
And you can get the ball to either Broadhead or Windass pretty much anywhere once you're in their half. And they are willing to directly attack on their own if necessary. They will try and get around the defenders and run that ball. Now, if you have three of those to track in your own half, now one of them might be blocked off. Fine, he might be covered with players around him, but keeping everybody covered at the same time may be the difficulty. And that's the hope of what happens, is people are always scared of Moore, so someone has to watch him. Then you have Broadhead and Windass both coming running in, who has the ball or who's passing it into them. you've got a lot to cover in the attack there. It's gonna scare them when we do have the ball. The question is, can we get the ball, control it, and get it up to them on those attacks?
Yeah. To this question at the bottom. Yeah, I actually did a thing on it. I broke this down last week with all our wingbacks. And
was it 1-5-4? That's what Matt White said.
Yeah, now it's 1-5. 1-5 and 4 is now correct. Yeah, when I did it, it was before our last game, so it was 1-5 and 3, and so now it's 1-5 and 4. So yeah, only one win with him starting, 0 wins with Barney starting. And so that was something we'd been talking about, is why we're struggling so much. And I was making the point that we're playing with wingbacks that just aren't quite at the level, and when those wingbacks play, we struggle. Longman has a little better. His now is 4-8 and 3. Is his current record. So at least he's got 4 wins and 8 draws, and only 3 losses. But it's still not fantastic. But I mean, the standout was in that group was Liberato Cacace. When he starts, he only started 5 matches for us this season, and we won 3 of those, drew 1 and lost 1. And the loss was against Southampton, and they didn't score until he came off the pitch. So it's just we need him playing. He's a big part of what we do.
Okay, here's an interesting comment from Matt White. I could see Max and Doyle both pushing forward today. That's an interesting one. Maybe both at times when we go full attack, yes. But either could go attack here, because Doyle has the ability to do it, and we've seen Max do it all the time as well.
Yeah.
So having the option on either side, depending on which is more open, which is the more obvious. You know, if you're going up the left-hand side, maybe it'll be easier for Kluivert to be running up on the right-hand side to give more options, and the opposite could be true. So that will be something to watch and see, because they are both very comfortable moving up towards attack.
Yeah,
I do think Doyle pulls off earlier than Max does. Max kind of just seems to go for it. I think Doyle is a little bit more careful than getting caught massively out of position. He looks for the passes quicker.
You know, the difference with those two is when Max will push us. So say we're in attack, we'll get, I'll push these guys up. Broadhead will usually, he'll take up an area, something like that. Windass will do something like that. You get your wing backs up. Now this is when we get a bit of sustained attack. You know what I mean? You're not. It just doesn't just happen immediately. Yeah. This is when we're on the ball and we've had it for a bit, and we start doing some things. What you'll see is the way they decide who pushes forward, because Parky will absolutely push either of these forward, Doyle or Max. But what seems to cause that is if the ball is out here wide on the right, that's when Max makes his move in here. Or if it's out wide on the left, that's when Doyle will make his move up in here, and he'll kind of take up some of this area. And they'll give him a little extra room. That's when they usually do it. They won't do it if the ball's on the opposite side. They won't push forward. He always keeps 2 back here. There's always 2. You'll always see 2 players back here. So that's generally how they. That's the trigger for the defender to come forward, is where the ball is. Now, one thing that's different with Doyle that Max doesn't do, Doyle will take the ball with him. He'll drive the ball forward.
Yeah.
And that's something that Max doesn't do as well. So if he gets the ball, he'll have some interplay with the wingback, and he'll drive the ball forward into here, which I think is even more dangerous. Because it causes the defense to have to react to that. So yeah, Doyle will absolutely drive the ball into here and then look to either spray it wide or cut it inside, or take a shot even. I mean, we've seen him do it. But things happen. But the trigger does seem to be where the ball is positioned at the time, which causes which one goes forward and which one doesn't.
Yeah. So Yeah, that's fine for where you're saying in the late attack. I was more
Mm-hmm.
thinking in the early attack when the ball is on one side deep in our side, in our
Mm-hmm.
half, and you look for that long pass, and it's usually across to the opposite wing. So
Yep.
if it's coming from the left, it'll be coming up towards Longman, let's say, or Kabore when he was there, in which case Max would be gone in order to support that
Yeah.
and take a layoff so
Yeah.
that he can pass on again and they
Yeah.
can
So
work.
let's say Doyle hits a long one from here over in a counter attack. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
in
when
an
Max is
early
coming
part of an
forward.
attack.
Right. Yeah.
And Max
Max.
is gone to support that
Yeah.
side then.
Longman will catch Longman will receive the ball somewhere in here.
Yeah.
And then absolutely.
Knock
Max
it down
will
to
come in
Clewert and he'll
get
turn
in.
to go
Yeah.
and Clewert will try and get it back to him.
For sure. Yep. Yeah, I know it like I said, the trigger always seems to be where does the ball come from? Or where the ball is. I mean, if the ball is out wide right, it's Max. If it's out wide left, it'll be
Okay.
Doyle.
Here's another one from Wayne, that'll be interesting to explain. John, that is our little pal from Birmingham, says that Broadhead is a left winger. Yes, he plays left wing. Longman considers himself to be a right winger. He basically was before coming to us. Will they be used like that?
Here's the thing with Broadhead. Yes, Broadhead is a left winger in a he's played that in a 4-2-3-1. Now here's
3-1. Yeah.
Here's the difference with the way that way he's played that role. We'll just pretend we're playing 4-2-3-1 so I can show how he's played that role in the past. And I'll leave Longman up here for no, let's bring it back. He'll be the fullback today. And so you get Broadhead would play this, and we'll just say Thomason is the 10. Okay, so this is a 4-2-3-1 attack. Now, in the teams that Broadhead has played, specifically Ipswich, he plays a left winger. He's a right-footed player. What they do with him is they have very attacking fullbacks. The fullbacks will get wide and bring the depth like our wingbacks do, and he'll attack inside. He attacks in so he can hit the ball off his right foot. He's very good at it, but this is how he scored his goals. He's not a traditional winger that's bringing the ball out here and making crosses in. You know what I mean? He's an attacking winger. He's an inside winger. Inverted inside, however you want to say it. But he plays inside. So yeah, so really when you look at it like that, when people say, "Oh, well, he doesn't fit our system," well, really, if we play this like we expect,
play the 2-1, it does.
If we play the 2-1, which is what we've shown, what Parky's shown this season, when we've gone to something like this, he actually fits it perfectly because he's taken up the same areas of the pitch as he did when he was playing a left winger for Ipswich.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Another one. Moore becomes debate and distraction with Broadhead and Windass leading the attack. From behind. Yeah.
I think what you will see some of, you'll see some of this. You'll see if we hit some long balls, you'll see Moore receive it around here. Of course, these guys will be deeper because it's so once we've turned the ball over, we hit a long ball up to Moore. He'll receive it in there, and you will see these two attacking getting past him and him pushing the ball up to him, and it's just support. You know what I mean? He's holding the ball up and letting them do the attacking, get up past them. We've seen a little. I saw a little bit of that in the few times that they've played together. And then even when you think back to when we'd gone to this formation, and it was O'Brien and Windass or O'Brien and Broadhead, that was kind of how we did it. Moore would get the ball more centrally, and then these two attacking 10s would get up past him and cause, think how many times you've seen O'Brien come flying through here, break the lines of the defense, and then of course miss. But that's just kind of how it goes, I guess. But anyway, Paddy, did we lose you? Oh no, you're still there.
I was muted. Hang on.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. Okay, got. Oh,
Yeah, just a little bit of noise in the background there. No problem.
okay, yeah. No problem.
Right. What I was looking at off to the side here is I was checking the leaderboard because the match isn't finished.
Okay.
So where are we? As it stands before we play the match, we are in 15th place. Behind us then after playing is West Bromwich Albion, also on 28 points, but we have a better goal difference. So how far up can we go with a win? Next above us is Birmingham City on 30 points. We can jump them. And above them is Leicester City on 31 points. With a goal difference of -1. With a win, we will jump them guaranteed. And then Southampton has also ended up on 31 points, but they are a +4 goal difference, which we will be unlikely to be able to beat. So we could be in 13th place today if we take out the 3 points and take out Sheffield United.
Yeah.
So big game today, big day.
Yeah. Yes, big. It's important if we want to keep contact with that top 6 and keep ourselves in a conversation. A win today is it's gotta have one. Because if you don't get a win today, that top 6 is starting to break away. Currently, we're 8 points off the top 6. So yeah, it's not ideal. You don't want that pack getting away from you, especially if you have any aspirations of getting in the playoffs. I still think that's probably a stretch for us at this point anyway, just because of what we've dealt with injury wise and stuff. We'd have to get some good players in quick, I think, to really make a challenge for the playoffs. But I mean, you still want to be in the conversation, and if you get too far away from it, you start to lose that conversation, and it's more of, you're just there. You know what I mean? You don't want to be too close to the relegation zone, which we're not super close, I think, right now. Portsmouth are on 22. We're on 28. So currently only 6 points off the relegation. That's not fantastic. You want to get away from that a little bit. So
With the caveat that we're not missing Kakache and Kabore for large portions of the remainder of the season, I'm quite comfortable we could stay as we are and not be worried about relegation.
Yeah.
With those two playing. Now, obviously, the club will have been in talks with all these players for the January window, and however those discussions went and what discussions were about, well, if we can get 3 of you guys coming in at your level, maybe we can be aiming at that playoff push this season. But these 2 matches will kind of completely destroy that idea or not, depending on where they want to go. But yeah, you don't really want to be coming off 2 losses now to 2 difficult teams right before a window where you're negotiating with players and talking about your future. That's not the best position in the world to be. Sheffield United are a really good team, even though they're below us on the table and have been doing crap for the first part of the season. And then our next match is Preston North End, who are in the playoffs. So these are not easy matches, and we need a bit of positivity before this window opens.
Yeah, be massive. So here's a question. I want to touch on this because I didn't get a chance to. Wayne Evans, academy players are being blooded in at Middlesbrough and Blackburn game. Where is Ashfield? I don't know where he is specifically. But on your point about the young players, I think you made some fantastic points about, yes, we need to get young players in, and you want to bring the age of the squad down. And all those things have been addressed by Michael Williamson. Those are things he's talked about. They've went in and said, hey, we need to get the age of the squad down. They're also the one thing that you are missing from that whole conversation is those teams that you're talking about have top level academies, and we don't yet. So they have hundreds of players in their academies that are playing through, and so they've done it for years and years and years and years and years, and so they're able to pull the best from those players. we don't have that yet. We don't even have an under 23s team yet because our academy isn't high at a high enough level to be allowed to have that. Where all these other teams in the championship that we talk about are able to, and not even just in the championship, Bolton in League One, they have that. They have a high end academy. So that's one thing the club has talked about. Like they know they've got to get the academy on to that tier. Unfortunately, you're just not allowed to just snap your finger and do it. It has to be done over time, and it has to be approved by the FA, and you know, because they assign what level you're at, and you got to have the right. There's lots of things to it. It's not just as simple as we just need to buy a couple.
Money.
Yeah, we got the money. Go buy a couple young players. Because to be honest, that's not how those other teams are doing it. They're building. They're creating those good players through their academy. They're not spending millions of dollars on a 19-year-old. They're spending, you know, they're getting him when he's 15, 14, 13, you know, and having him play all the way up through. And then they're selling him for millions of dollars. So yeah, I think that's the caveat to what you're saying. But you're absolutely right. We definitely need to get some youth in the team, but I think it's going to take a while before we can.
While you said that, just I did some searching here. I confirmed the Cat 1 status that they do have, which was guaranteed. But I also checked. They have had Cat 1 status since 2012.
Yeah.
So 14 years of being top level Category 1 status.
Right.
For having youngsters coming through academies. Of course, that's going to be a major pipeline. Yeah. We're not even close yet.
No, we're nowhere near it. Yeah, I think Williamson had said
we're level 3.
Looking at least 5 years before our academy really starts producing what we're wanting, what we want to get. So, but yeah, where is Ashfield? That's a good question. I don't know. Somebody posted there's a few that were injured. Is he possibly injured? I don't know.
I think he was injured. I'm not sure if he still is.
Mm-hmm.
But he was definitely out injured.
I would like to see him get a chance at some point. I mean, throw him out there. If we're not going to send him on loan, you know.
Well, what will be interesting is if we are mid-table, and we could be solidly mid-table with 5 or 6 matches left, you know, then maybe he can get a shot somewhere. But look, we know how this league is. What is it? Only 12 points between playoffs and kind of danger of relegation at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So even with 5 or 6 matches, you might theoretically still be able to do it. So who knows? We'll see. But maybe towards the end of the season, it'll be obvious that we can't make playoffs, and then maybe I'll get a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So we can talk about academies later again. Yes. It's an interesting topic. We can bring that up at some time and kind of go into it and show what's necessary for the different levels. Do we want to have a quick talk about Josh and that rumor of him leaving, or we leave it?
We can. I don't think there's nothing to it. I think that's probably they were asking. They asked the question.
They asked.
And let it out into the media, so it, you know, to cause a little stir. I don't think he's going anywhere. Here's the one thing: we're definitely not going to loan him. Why? What in the hell would? What's the purpose of loaning him? That makes no sense. Now, if you wanted to sell him and we could make a ton of money off of it, okay, that's a different conversation. But
the only way I see him leaving is if he wants to leave.
Yeah.
If he heard Rangers were interested. And if he is actually interested, then it's okay, we'll sell you. And we better get decent money, end of. Because if you want to go, we'll let you go, but we're going to earn some money off you. And we didn't pay very much for him, however we worked his contract to get him because he was essentially a free agent.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we can make money on him, but Rangers don't have a lot of money anyway. But certainly,
that's what I'm saying. They
certainly a couple of million if they were really serious. But
yeah,
I think it really came about just because of the coach and his links to win this.
Yeah, exactly. They probably asked the question to see. There's no chance. I don't see that happening. But okay, what time is Josh taking over? Or is he starting?
We should be giving him 10 minutes now. Yeah, we are just here. It's on the half hour, I think.
Okay. I wasn't sure. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I think we covered a lot today, actually.
Yeah, we did. We got in. Sorry, I was late. I didn't. I thought you two had it, and I was kind of dealing with the kids. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'll let them cover it. And then I popped my phone out and saw you were alone. It's like, oh crap.
What's this about, Michael Wolf? The guy never smiles on camera, at least. Oh, we're talking Josh Windass, are we?
That's been
Are
a
we
running thing
still
since
talking?
you found a little article from I think it was you.
Yeah, I
Somebody
posted
put
it
an
in the
article from
Discord.
years ago where they were kind of saying the same.
Which
I think it's
Sheffield
just him.
Wednesday?
Yeah, I think it's
He,
just him.
he answered a question why he doesn't celebrate scoring goals.
Yeah.
And he says he likes to remain calm and even and doesn't feel the need. Okay. Yeah, Josh will be on soon. Game starts in 8 minutes, so let's get out of here, people. Josh will be up soon. Swap over, jump on the other stream, and we'll see you there in the chats. And don't forget to join Discord if you're not there. Bye.